Welcome to the MoistyVoice episode 40.
Point one on the dot.
Point one on the dot. The Monster Hunter World podcast, evidently, because that's all that's going on in the world of Michael.
It really is. It's home. I spend time with the missus, and then Monster Hunter.
I'm surprised you make any time for anything that is not Monster Hunter, and
She
things that
isn't.
you have obligations to.
She isn't.
The missus is Final Fantasy 14, and then you go into Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But some changes happened today. Michael will explain them because there's something about something, I don't know.
I don't understand why there's a demand for people to be able to recreate their characters.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's.
it's already in there.
How is there a demand
Is
for
it
that?
really?
Yeah, go ahead. Go to
The box or the cat?
Yeah, you can recreate your
I
character
spent an
already.
hour and a goddamn half making my character in Palico. One, because no game has a remake character because we aren't fucking toddlers.
Exactly.
And two, because I cared the first time I played.
If
Yep.
you really care about character creator,
You won't fuck it up the
you
first
won't
time.
fuck it up. You'll just do it, and you'll do it very right.
But like previous fucking games, you go in and the only fucking way to get a different character was legitimately save scumming and doing really weird files with your SD card and actually like having to create your character, then transfer your data of all your things except for your character's body over to that character. And that's how I did it. That's how I could change my character's looks whenever I wanted to in the 3DS version.
Too much.
Just-
Why would you?
Sometimes the female armor sets look better.
Well, if
Sometimes
it's a
they don't.
gender swap, I could see that.
Yeah, no, that's legitimately what I would do for when I wanted to change. Was just
The only thing I could see is that in character creator and in game are two very different palettes and textures.
No, they give you 5 fucking different lighting options in the character creator. You get to see your character in every environment.
That's
yeah,
where I
and
think
if
it
you
was
go to the
then.
smithy, you can see your armor.
Change background. Hit square.
Yeah,
See, I think that's where a lot of people were disappointed is they went off of the neutral palette that is... Like, they did their entire creation in the neutral palette, and then when they went in-game, they found out that their tones and their things looked a little weird.
you can just change your appearance whenever the fuck you want.
Face.
Okay,
A little bit.
so like that doesn't.
But they're gonna add in a complete re-up eventually, I
That's how I
think.
changed my hair up request.
Okay. No, like I figured, like hairstyle you could always change. Hairstyle and mouth.
Soon you'll be able to change
you could always change those.
everything,
Oh.
in theory. And there's no point to that.
I don't want it.
That's
I
silly.
do not understand the demand. Which, and I guess I'm in a harsh minority here, I also don't understand the demand of why people need to change their fucking Overwatch skin at the beginning of every match.
Thank you. It's ridiculous. They added that in because the Overwatch Lunar New Year event started. They added in a lot of really cool skins that tie into Chinese folklore and just a lot of really cool stuff in general. New Capture the Flag map, and huge, awesome, positive changes to Capture the Flag as a game mode for the most part. And then they added in that now right before a match, once you've selected your character, you can then select the skin for said character. Which is something that since basically day one, people have been begging for. Like, anywhere on the forums, it was like, hey, what are some features you'd love to see? Or, hey, here's a patch. It would always be, when are we getting the swap your characters at the screen? Or swap your skin at the screen. And it's stupid. It
is,
just
yeah.
does... Like, I get it if you know, but...
Well, like
And
in
you can't even
Dota,
see.
it made sense kind of because you're still in the loading screen. You're still in the lobby.
You know, Dota makes sense because it's everyone has to load into the same session, and if you load first, then why waste your time? At least you can maybe change a couple cosmetics or some shit.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of that sometimes. It would be like, oh, alright, well, here's a comp that we're going with. Here's my... I would match different costumes to how I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
But that just kind of made sense. In Overwatch,
You're just in.
you're there. There
And
isn't
you can't see
time
your
to
other
waste.
players. You cannot see their skins.
Unless you're in a party, and then at the start of a match over, you're like, okay, now let's go all this team skins that you didn't do before you started the queue, because why?
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you should have done it if you're in a party or in a group chat or a Skype call or whatever you use, you should have done that ahead of time. The only people it's for is for PC people who can, text to their team, hey, let's all go this skin or whatever. Or for people who got into game chat and happen to have a bunch of other people in game chat, which, again, is PC people, because no one on console is in game chat. It's just absolutely weird that this was such a demanded feature. And I can kind of get it now that the team skins are out. Like, if you just happen to find a bunch of people who all have Los Angeles Gladiator skins and you all want to be representing, and it just happens...
that's the name you get used to represent your...
Because realistically,
fuck the Gladiators. It's all about the Houston Outlaws.
Realistically, it's the Outlaws this happens with.
I feel like whichever team had the cow with the guns.
That's the Outlaws.
Okay, that's the cowboy people I'm rooting for.
They're pretty legitimate.
They showed up in my heart first, so I get to be a cowboy.
They got there first, so they got to use the cowboy symbol.
But
instead of the Dallas bitches
Fuel,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuel.
The Envious's Overwatch team, which is just like a propane flame.
Do they sell propane and propane accessories?
They might on the side.
They're going to have to make money somehow.
Do they huff propane and propane accessories?
It's how they stay focused. Their headsets actually have a little thing on the mic that just poofs propane into your face.
See, whereas the Shanghai Dragons have 15-hour-a-day training matches,
the Dallas
Fuel has propane.
And gas masks.
It doesn't keep the gas out.
No,
it keeps it in.
It hooks it up. It's like a tube that comes out of a gas mask and goes into a propane tank nozzle. And you just sit there and play Overwatch while you breathe in the sweet, sweet fuel.
I'm with it.
It's the real gamer fuel.
Yeah, Mountain Dew, step down.
Step it up or step it down.
Was anybody else, hey, we can talk about Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, the weird Morgan Freeman, Peter Dinklage shit.
I was way disappointed with it.
It didn't go anywhere. Like,
the teaser for it was better than the actual ad.
Yeah, the Dinklage half of the commercial was pretty cool. The Morgan Freeman half wasn't as good. But yeah, no, it was weird, and what was it? It was Doritos Blaze?
Doritos Blaze versus Mountain Dew Ice.
Those don't go good together.
I can't say one way or the other, as I've not had Blaze with
It's
ice.
like the most intense Doritos with the most not intense Mountain Dew.
I want to try it.
It's
I can't vote.
Sprite with Takis or something.
Oh God!
It's kind of
one of those is okay. You know what? They're both powdery things. I can see why you're correlating those two.
The flavor equivalent.
No, just please don't.
Have you had the Mountain Dew Ice?
No, I haven't.
It's Sprite with a hint of Mountain Dew. Or no, it's 7-Up with a hint of Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
that actually sounds pretty good.
It's really good. They
did
it right.
It's okay. Sprite is still better.
Yeah, if I want that, I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah. Petition Sprite to bring back LeBron's Mix though, because it was the best standalone Sprite and basically the best mixer, just for anything.
It worked well.
I want to have a collection of discontinued limited time consumables.
There are way too many people that do that.
Yeah, but
I do.
I want an endless supply of them. I don't want. Okay, I should rephrase that. It's not a collection in the sense that I have one on each shelf. It's closer to a warehouse, where
I can get behind that.
If 40 years from now I'm like, man, I really miss that Dew SA stuff. I just
Dew
have
SA!
some.
The greatest soft drink
Countdown,
to ever have been made.
5 months.
5 months until Dew SA.
Until Dew SA. They better bring it back. I will burn down Mountain Dew.
The soda this great nation was built on.
George Washington died for Dew SA.
They crossed the Potomac
really
drinking Dew SA.
I don't really care too much about the special. The only fucking thing that I care crazy about the special flavor for, Oreos.
The double Oreo?
Like
the cookies and cream flavored
cookies
Oreo
and cream
Oreo?
Fucking Oreos.
The Oreo flavored Oreos. We probably spent like a good 10th of our like monthly income or of our grocery budget on it.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
I bought a shit ton of those Oreos.
It'd be like, okay, we need some water and some sodas and some basic food, I guess, and 4 packs of that cookies and cream Oreo, just in case it goes out of existence tomorrow.
I know.
And
I mean, I loved it as much as you guys did, but mint Oreos are still top dog.
I don't care about mint Oreos. Like
that's because you don't like mint because you're a stupid bitch.
Yeah,
I'll just eat a thin
Mystery and the cookies and cream Oreos were just super fucking good.
The Fruity Pebbles Oreos was actually
those Fruity Pebble Oreos.
I forgot about those for a moment.
Yeah, I didn't.
Apparently,
I fucking didn't.
There was one called like Cookie Butter, or it was like Nutter Butter. It wasn't peanut butter. It was
you
Nutter
mean Nutty
butter.
Buddy?
Nut in the buddy. But yeah, no. Apparently that was really dope because I had like somebody cross the entire state of Arizona because our store had it. It was weird. It was really weird.
That's really
They should have
weird.
just Uber Eats it.
They should have just sent me $100 through Facebook Messenger, and I would have delivered it. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go take a really long lunch, and then just drive somebody some peanut or some.
Just like with an
nut cookie.
armful of Nutty Buddy Oreos, I'm gonna go take a really long lunch.
Or send me $100. I'll buy it and mail it to you.
Nah, man, you can't mail that shit.
You got to be personal about it.
You gotta slide it into their hands and then
If
grasp
it gets
them.
mailed to them, half the cookies are gonna be crumbed and broken.
Especially if you go through UPS.
You go through any delivery service. It's the same people, different trucks.
If you go through Amazon, they'll just throw it at your door from the curb and then walk away.
Oh, no, it's not the door. It's the screen door.
The screen door. Breaking your screen door and the product inside. We should just stop having things mailed.
No,
I don't...
If I could, I would go and pick up everything in person. But there's so many things you can't do that with.
Amazon just needs to have like a full warehouse in every major city in the country so I can buy it online because I want the convenience of that online payment and then go and pick it up.
Well, isn't there an Amazon store just like that, though?
There is. They've got like a, well, it was like a year ago, that test grocery store where you didn't have to pay.
And it just all got charged to your Amazon account?
Yeah, you had a little thing on your phone and it would pick up when you walked in the front door that, like, you know, you could shop there or whatever. And then you would just take your items and they all had, like, basically RFID technology. And when you walked out the door, it would just hit everything that you got and charge it to your account.
Okay.
It was neat. I don't know if it's still going.
Well, the middle ground here is don't have it delivered, don't pick it up. Have them build the warehouse and just have it drone to you. The drones don't break it.
It's true. Drones are careful.
Drones are designed not to break your shit.
Because they have emotions.
If going to crash into each other, don't.
How long until sex drones?
They're there.
They're there?
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
We also don't talk about it,
The second you start talking about, it's the second that, like, they're coming for you.
We forgot to cover this last week. Deepfakes. They're a thing.
Yeah. No, okay, so this was huge news to me in that I didn't understand that deepfakes have not been a thing.
You just assumed that they were a thing for the past
like
8 years?
2008 or 2009 or something, I was sitting down and I was looking at shit and...
Porn. You were looking at porn.
God. 2009? What kind of porn was there? Fucking vanilla-ass porn, man, with humans, I'm telling you. Alright. Any case...
You know what? We had a pretty long discussion about porn.
There was a discussion. There was a bad discussion of Monster Hunter about porn.
At any rate...
People contributed some names that I did not want to hear but recognized.
Yeah, then you got pissed when I contributed a name.
No, I got pissed when I mentioned a name and you knew it. God damn you, Michael. In any case, where was I? So deepfakes. You need to be in party more, man. You're so antisocial.
Yeah.
So maybe it was because all my dad ever had me watch was like NCIS.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say porn.
Oh,
that too.
No, man, that got so much better.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
TV's number one
NCIS.
watch show, NCIS,
which is on like its 24th season somehow.
15th.
It's oh god, it should be dead. In any case,
yeah,
maybe that was some influence with it, but I had such an optimism and just like expectation of technology in the world based on what I had for what other people should be at, that I just assumed that deepfakes were already a thing. We had Photoshop and we had video editing tools, so we must have already had
Emma Watson getting clogged by a troll.
No, the past 10 years, I've been... I can't trust any video because I guess I was technically a conspiracy theorist, but I just hard believe that any video could be doctored to be as believable as any other video.
Oh yeah,
and that has just been a thing.
No, that's why you gotta have that revolving camera moving around it with various different sources of light.
Like, let me see it. I need strobe lights and I need 360 cams all the time.
But
non-stop dollies.
We haven't had that until recently.
So basically what a deepfake is it's a video with the face of somebody put onto the face of another. So in most situations, it's putting a celebrity's face on a porn star in a video.
A lot of Emma Watson.
Like, that was like the first place people went.
They immediately jumped to Emma Watson.
They always do. They always do.
I don't blame them.
But,
you know what, Connor? That's 2009. You had Harry Potter.
You know what?
That's why you thought it was a thing.
I actually wasn't attracted to her until the series wrapped, and I saw her in other stuff.
Oh.
But, yeah, the whole idea of that is pretty straightforward. There's like a software, or an app, and you just have to upload a shit ton of reference photos of different expressions and different angles and stuff, all with consistent lighting. But what it can do is it can almost, in some cases, perfectly map their face onto what's going on. And, you might be thinking, like, oh, for stills or, like, for little things. No, like, full videos worth with talking, with different expressions. Like, it's actually incredibly impressive.
It's like, you sit there and you say, are you aware that you're actually a cat? And the facial expression recognition's on the dot? And, like, the person just goes, what?
But, we finally took Tron Legacy and turned it into porn.
So...
you might be able to. Take the... Cora was her name.
Yeah. Cora's... Alright, if Emma Watson has been deepfaked, then Olivia Wilde has been double deepfaked.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't remember Olivia Wilde's name.
Anybody who likes Emma Watson likes Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
And likes Emma Stone. It's like a trio.
It's the trifecta. There's a word for that.
Since it was like right before last week's podcast, so I want to say maybe last Tuesday, when it sort of like exploded. And since then... Pornhub has actually officially banned them. They will actively shut down... They won't shut down feature-length films being hosted on their site, but they will shut down deepfakes. That's where they draw the line.
I respect the deepfakes bit.
But yes, Reddit, because there was a bunch of subreddits for it, official ones and this and that, and community pages. Reddit has officially banned them as well and will not allow for the hosting of them. So they're out there. It's just not as convenient, I guess, to communalize or whatever. But
what's funny,
Discord will still be a pretty good hosting place for them.
Someone has taken the deepfake technology, and I hope that's called that. I hope it isn't some weird program.
The app is called like Deep or something like that.
Right. I was worried there would be like...
I think it's deep.fk or something
Cronus.exe. It's some bullshit like Adobe
like,
knockoff. I'm hoping it's just called Deepfake.
It's like deep.fk or something.
I love it. But someone took the deepfake technology and they did Justice League better than Justice League did.
Yeah, so Henry Cavill had his mustache because he was doing Mission Impossible and couldn't shave it, contractual reasons. I don't blame him for saying, no, I'm not going to make, the Mission Impossible people get me a prosthetic. I'm going to make you fucking CGI this out because this shouldn't even be happening.
Yeah.
So some of the scenes are actually incredibly well done because they had one company do a handful of them, and I remember my favorite interview was somebody from that company who watched the film and was like, wait, we didn't do that scene, why does that look horrible? Because they just like pick and chose all over the place, and it turned out atrociously. It's actually, if you are aware that it's there, it is the most distracting thing on the planet. It's insane. But using a freaking phone app and a shit ton of pictures of Henry Cavill, or Cavill,
Henry Cavill.
They somehow managed to do it up better than a company that I'm assuming got paid many millions, or at least many tens of thousands.
No, many
he was
tens.
in Stardust,
He was.
2007. I read the book. It's a good movie.
So there's good uses for deepfakes, I guess. One person had a interesting, if not invalid and pointless, argument for deepfakes, was that it now gives celebrities, in theory, infinite plausible deniability. Any leak video, any sex tape can come out, and they can say... But they'd have to point to the source. They'd have to be able to say...
This is all still so strange to me, because I feel like celebrities could just have had this same level of deniability for years that they haven't been using.
They really could have.
Like, nudes have been leaked of Taylor Swift. Oh, well, obviously these are doctored. I believe it. Fucking anybody could do it.
Yeah. It would not be hard.
And they're all just like, oh my god, that was private from my own phone. It's just like, say no.
Just be like, that ain't me. I ain't about that.
Nah, man. That ain't me.
That ain't me.
But yeah, they that's one interesting thing, but I mean, you know how people are. They're gonna say, okay, well, they're gonna go like scour the internet for the original video because they need to know that if they're whacking it to T-Swizzy, if it's the real T-Swizzy.
I've never heard someone call her that before.
I'm one of like 3 people that on the planet probably.
Jesus Christ.
No.
We call ourselves
really
trash
interesting
people.
about the deepfakes is in any video you watch, the faces are obviously the focus, but all the clothes, spotless. Now you might have thought that this was a deepfake spit, but this was actually a Tide ad.
God damn.
Right back to Super Bowl. David Harbour was great.
So great.
He was perfect for that ad.
Oh my god. I mean, it is...
They went above and beyond with it.
I love somebody's like conspiracy theory that this was just their way, like their ultimate weapon to shutting down eating Tide Pods was to out-meme it. To just go way up and above it, and people will just stop. Because now if you say Tide, they don't think eat the pods. They think
it's a Tide ad.
It's a Tide ad.
I read a lot of posts and articles from people who were on that marketing team who built the ad. It's a lot of young people fresh out of college with degrees and shit, who built it and designed it and wrote it and stuff. And it has to 100% just been, let's out-meme it.
Yeah, no.
It worked.
It's like, how do we make a catchy commercial? Yeah, the kid's on this phone browsing through an Imgur dump, like, I've got an idea.
I mean, it's actually
I wouldn't doubt that
impressive.
they were just browsing Imgur dumps trying to get ideas for this.
I love that the end of the Tide ad just insinuated that every other commercial was a Tide ad.
Yeah.
And the only one that fought it was M&Ms when Danny DeVito got covered in shit.
He wasn't even wearing
I didn't see that.
Oh, have you not seen the Danny DeVito
he's just
M&Ms
floating on his back in a vat of M&M chocolate.
I worked the entirety of Sunday.
Oh, man.
The only time I saw the Super Bowl was when I left to go get lunch. And it was just the game.
He's in like a shallow pool of
like
liquid chocolate, like a kiddie pool basically. And he's there on his back just kind of waiting it, saying, Super Bowl. And scooping chocolate up onto himself and his face and stuff.
It looks like at any moment he could drown. But it also looks like he's ready for that.
No, he got chocolate in his fucking nose. He just poured that shit in his face.
It's fantastic.
And then the commercial was him as the red M&M wishing he was a human, and he turned into Danny DeVito.
Yep.
And he ran up to strangers and asked, do you want to eat me? And they're like, no, man.
I know it wasn't, but they should have just completely candid cammed that. Like, just release Danny DeVito onto the streets and let him ask people. It would have been
so much better candid cam.
They could have just him and Charlie Day going around as the red and yellow M&Ms.
It was weird. Charlie Day and actor who plays
Glenn Howerton.
Yeah, Glenn Howerton weren't at the Super Bowl with the rest of the gang.
Sure, they had other stuff going on. Danny DeVito was there with Rob McElhenney and Caitlin Olsen.
Yep.
Who are married, so it makes sense for them to be there. And then I guess, obviously at this point, Danny's just a friend of everyone's family.
Yeah,
so he was just there repping Philadelphia. So they were there to see the Eagles play at the Super Bowl.
Missed opportunity, though, to wear the Eagle outfits.
Oh, God.
They could have gone for it.
Maybe they just thought they were going to lose. Maybe they're just like, well, it's the Patriots. They bought their win already.
Not enough, apparently.
God,
I like to imagine one ref at the very, very end, like, final, like, some of the most climactic ending plays. He, like, picks up his phone, checks it, and it says that a payment from Bill Belichick bounced, and he's just like, throws the game in their favor.
Belichick comes, what the check bounced.
Not today, Billy.
I love seeing his angry face. I've got nothing against Belichick, although apparently I have a lot of reason to. I'm not vested in football. I don't know a lot of the shit.
The ball goes?
Fuck, man, it sure does.
That's it.
It's mostly just Grumps being Grumps.
So I just seeing Belichick's angry face throughout most of the game was appealing to me.
He's got a very angry face.
He's got a very grumpy face.
He's the kind of guy you want to get... Like, kids in the neighborhood get him angry just because they get a rise from seeing him angry. He's that kind of old guy.
I don't know anything about football, so I'm going to be lost during this entire thing.
It's the Patriots coach. He's a grumpy old guy.
Got it. Okay, I've watched enough Ice Shield 21 to know that the coach is typically the guy who, like, overreacts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And they cut to him, like, every now and then after a great play.
The Eagles coach underreacted. He played it real slow.
I was actually... It was a fun game, all in all. I'm glad that I watched it, even though the bar I was in... By the way, just gonna say this. If you are a sports bar, and you're playing the Super Bowl, and the halftime show comes on, and you keep your TVs at the same volume you had them at while the game was on, which is probably very quiet unless you're Buffalo Wild Wings, fuck you. Fuck you so hard.
To not get to
hear the halftime show and only haven't
Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, Buffalo Wild Wings is great.
No, always push Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's a local business, and I don't want to shit on local business. I shit on corporations.
If it's a bad local business, shit on it.
No, they've got great food.
Well,
they got the I gotta take you to the wings because these wings, man.
All right, okay.
These smoked wings are. Anyway,
I'll hear it out.
Fuck them, though, for not turning up the volume, because if I didn't know, like, Justin Timberlake's music library, I would have had no reference for anything going on in the performance, for, like, rhythm, for choreography. I would have just been like, this is weird.
Miss anything.
So it wasn't that great.
It was Timberlake for the halftime show?
He sung 1 in 5 lines. Almost all of it was just his songs playing.
Yeah, it was
and
a lot of...
sometimes singing with.
A lot of chorus... Like, his dancing, as always, is great. He's such a
His stage performance
performer.
is always good. That's why he's an actor.
Yeah. He is actually very talented in a lot of ways, but they kind of phoned it in on this one.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
And then the whole, like, Prince explicitly saying, I would never want to be a hologram. What a horrible thing to do to a soul. That is terrible. And then they're like, it's not a hologram, it's a projection.
And then, like, Seto Kaiba comes in and just,
that was a hologram!
Kills Prince again.
No, like, a lot of people were pissed about that, and yeah, it is defiling the memory and the wishes of the deceased, and that's... But, like, honestly, just turning the entirety of downtown Minneapolis purple was stunning, and enough of a tribute, I think. What I found was weird that he duetted I Will Die For You with the guy who died a year ago. And it either implies that JT would die for Prince,
Justin Timberlake,
or Prince died for JT, which he didn't, because he kind of hated the fucker. Because Justin Timberlake, like, openly dissed Prince in one of his songs, and they actually had a bit of a feud because of it.
I'm okay with this.
He
Prince's
did not
hair
like
sucked. I've never liked Prince.
Is it like the whole thing,
it's
or
the
just
whole piece of hair? I don't like it.
That, like, Jerry curls, but also kind of a pompadour, but also kind of a mohawk.
It's too much.
He's got a lot going on.
He needs to tone it down.
Well,
I bet it looks better now.
You're a bad person.
Because he's dead. You get it?
Because it's decayed.
Yeah.
Because it's gone. Yeah.
It's not gone yet. Unless it was all fake.
It's not connected. I think a year and a half the roots die and fall out.
Tell you what, $20 says elsewise. Let's go dig him up and we'll find out.
We're gonna go dig up Prince.
That's some high security. Let's go dig up just somebody else who's been dead for about the same amount of time.
Right,
and we can no. Let's put a wig. Let's put like a Prince wig on somebody. And then, like, leave them dead.
Well, I feel like it'd be easier to just go find obituaries from a year and a half ago, track down some of the names, and go dig them up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's way easier than waiting another year and a half.
No.
I could have $20 in a year and a half. I don't know. I might not. Maybe I'll lose a bet. maybe all of a sudden I guess
I feel like now we have to like get like one set, like just $20 set aside whenever we do a bet from now on.
What? Like I invest? Like I save money? Look at Mr. Million over here with fucking $20 to set aside.
Man, if I had $20 to set aside every time I wanted to, I'd have a life savings.
Yeah. What if you set them aside when you didn't want to, and then live with the consequences of that?
That's just putting all of your money in a vault for no reason other than it, like, is your king.
I have to justify having bought the vault.
Sorry, there's no money in my bank account. It's all in my underground vault.
Did you say sorry or SAR?
Both.
Man,
I can't pay for anything online because I have to go to the vault to make a withdrawal anytime I see something I want. I close my bank account.
It's like Parks and Rec. What's the line? I don't know how much money I have. I only know how many pounds of money I have.
Fucking God, Nick Offerman's a great individual.
He is. He's an awesome guy.
I feel like
I'm surprised he wasn't in a Super Bowl ad.
That's what I was about to say. Like him not being in a Super Bowl ad, just like maybe Tide having like a second follow up.
It's because Parks and Rec peaked. It's been dead too long. Whereas Stranger Things is just the right amount of still relevant for David Harbour.
It's just the right amount of not.
It's going down fast.
No, it is, but they caught it at the last possible window, and it worked perfectly.
But also, David Harbour's been making a point to like have an online presence and just be a funny guy.
He's trying to advance his career, and I respect that because I enjoy him as an actor.
Well, I think he's been taking advantage of the role. He's like, I play the serious sheriff type, and in season 2, there's a lot more like relationship stuff. And he's like, I want to be super jarring, and outside of the show, I'm gonna be this like super wacky.
I want to be a teddy bear.
And yeah, exactly.
He wants to be a teddy bear.
He watched a Snuggie commercial. Or no, what was that? What's that brand with the teddy bear?
Oh, the laundry detergent.
Oh,
he saw one of their commercials and was
Charmin?
like, I could do that.
Yeah, Charmin's
toilet paper.
Okay.
It's like Snuggle, something like that. He saw that bear and he was like, I can be that.
Anyways,
he's lovably soft.
Yeah, he's probably soft.
That's their motto, is snuggably soft, so it has to be like Snuggle or something.
Something like that. I don't know.
Give us money, unnamed company.
We'll name you if you do.
We know who you are.
You know exactly who you are. No, we know exactly who you are, and the audience can as well. For money.
For money. I think it's just Snuggle.
I think it is. I think it's Snuggle.
Just Snuggle.
And like Snuggle Soft is a thing.
I use Tide Pods on the off chance I'm not chowing down on them, so I don't know any other brand.
Well, no, you have the Tide Pods anyway because you're chowing down on them.
My family pack is getting dangerously low, man. I need to stop skipping meals. What else do we have?
There was actually quite a bit that went on this past week.
The
CSGO guy?
Oh.
Can't stop diddling kids over
one of the CSGO co-creators has now been charged for sexual contact and...
yeah, because he was suspended. And I do respect Valve is, I think, in charge right now. So yeah, I really respect what they did where it was, report came out, immediate suspension because they were like, that's a big fucking charge.
The moment he got arrested,
but they didn't just like axe the guy.
Suspicion.
They were like, okay, we're gonna put you on, like an unpaid leave. We're gonna see where this goes, and then so he has now been charged. He has been fired, obviously, and he's probably going to jail. You know what else is going to jail? I believe both of the girls who Slenderman.
Yeah. At least one of them, for sure.
One of them was convicted, and like the next day, the other one I think was sentenced, was given her. Okay, so Slenderman, you know what Slenderman is. Yeah. You were around in, 2009 is like
2013.
The thing going on today is 2008, 2009.
It was 2013, really.
Marble Hornets. Look it up. I think it was 2007 actually.
We'll find it.
Anyway, so these girls. A long time later. It took him a really long time to figure out Slenderman, I guess. I don't know what that shit was about. But, 2 years ago, they lured one of their classmates out into, the woods and stabbed her a shit ton of times. 20-something, 30-something, 70-something. A shit ton of times. Girl lived. Amazingly, the girl lived. But they did it because they thought that it would appease Slenderman and they wanted to be his servants. So yeah, they like took their classmate out into the woods and cut her up a bunch. One of them is convicted, is getting jail time. I believe they sentenced. I didn't care enough to find out how long a 12-year-old was going to jail for. By the way, really young.
So, like, she was 12 when it happened, or?
12 when the stabbing happened, right?
I can't find a Slenderman release because it's all a million articles about this girl going to jail.
How old was she while you've got those articles open? I want to say 12. Out. It's young as... like.
She is right now 15.
So it was like, 13 when it happened, I believe.
Morgan Geyser is the woman. Was committed Thursday to 40 years of mental health treatment and monitoring.
2009.
At a secure state hospital in Oshkosh.
Oshkosh Bagosh. They just put her in a grocery store. Or no, it's a gas station, isn't
Circuit it? Judge Michael Boren opted for the maximum commitment term after hearing from experts who suggested Geyser 15 could receive more effective treatment for her schizophrenia somewhere other than the Winnebago Mental Health Institute, where she is housed solely with adults who have committed crimes.
I wonder if that's
she went to a Winnebago Health Institute.
I'm wondering if that's convenient, or if like the brand Winnebago decided let's buy a mental health institute in the same way you buy a sports arena.
I don't think it's a health institute run by Winnebago. I think it's a health institute
in a Winnebago.
I totally forgot
yeah,
that they didn't actually kill the girl.
Yeah, no.
I just always
she
assumed the
somehow
girl
lived
died
through like multiple dozen stabbings. Yeah,
it was a premeditated murder that, but for serendipity, didn't result in death. Geyser's attorney suggested 25 years of monitoring until Geyser was 40, and the judge said, "Fuck you."
Hey, let her off.
So she was 12 when she and Anissa Wire were charged as adults in the sensational crime.
Yep.
They plotted the murder of their friend in sixth grade, classmate Peyton Leutner. They told police because they feared Slenderman, a fictional internet boogeyman, would kill them or their families if they didn't carry out the crime. Leutner survived 19 stab wounds, and was discovered by a passing bicyclist after she had crawled to the edge of the woods at holy fucking shit.
It's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
So there's your history lesson for the day.
Freaking survival instincts.
Wow.
2009 is when Marble Hornets came out and introduced Slenderman popularly, because there was the right before that there was the I forget what website, but they had a fake monster competition. They said like come up with a new cryptid basically. So somebody photoshopped Slenderman, an original character, into a bunch of old photos. Those circulated around and people actually kind of bought into it. And then Marble Hornets came out in 2009.
Oh, shit.
Marble Hornets is terrifying.
Geyser's been at Winnebago for more than a year after she was committed for mental health treatment by a different judge in a separate civil proceeding. Within weeks of her arrest, she had been diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, but wasn't able to get treatment at the West Bend Juvenile Jail, where she was held on bail for $500,000 fucking dollars because they hated this girl for good reason.
Yeah, no.
That is significant bail.
Like, everything going on around it gave off the feeling that this girl was going to get away with it. Like, people were willing to pay her out. People were willing to just give her a warning. Like, they were trying to go for the minimum. And I really like that this judge was like, no, fuck you, sideways.
So she's just been between different prisons and mental health institutes for 3 years until she is now being committed to the Oshkosh one for 40.
Oshkosh is also... I think all of these grocery stores and, like, they've just started buying up mental health institutes.
I mean, if you have a vehicle, all you have to do is lock the car and they can't get away.
There you go.
Just put those child protective locks on the Winnebago.
So I'm sure we've killed this by now, but this is really interesting still. Geyser's family supports all treatment and visits her 2 or 3 times a week. She gets educational instruction for about 3.5 hours a week.
Wow, that's
3.5 hours a week is her education. And
yet,
she
like,
can make phone calls and write letters, but has no internet access.
Find it interesting that that's a thing, but like child actors are legally required to have like full schooling regimens while filming.
Yeah, but they also don't try to murder people.
But the imprisoned children, they're like, you know what? It's too late. Let's forget to teach them multiplication. It's only going to make them more murder.
Well, no, she's going to be in there for 40 years, so she's got time.
She's got time, yeah.
Let's focus on her health first and foremost.
That's
then
fair.
We can focus on education.
I can't imagine plotting to kill someone when I was 12.
Right? I can't imagine really
like maybe
planning
at 15,
anything.
At the ass end of this where she is now, I can maybe plot to kill somebody, but at 12?
Yeah, like last year of middle school, freshman year of high school, like I could see people doing some pretty murdery things. Yeah. But a 6th grader?
We have seen people do some murdery things at that age range.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, somebody who, depending on the state, could still be in elementary school, it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
My mom, who's religious, would sometimes describe people as just like an evil person. And I'm always like, all right, well, that's kind of, a bit much. But maybe this child is an evil person. When you try to murder someone at 12 years old.
Usually a good sign.
You play Lucius. The fucking game where your dad's Satan.
That's way different. That is a full-grown demon in a child's body. That is not a child.
That's fair game.
That's fine.
That's an evil demon inhabiting a weak human.
More disappointing news. Magic the Gathering game announced.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're working on shit that isn't the MMO.
It's probably a MOBA, is what I'm understanding.
It is looking like it's going to be
a mobile MOBA.
Oh, no.
Which I don't understand that concept. I've never picked one up and installed it and then subsequently played it, because it just sounds like a horrendous experience. How do you MOBA on mobile?
Everybody's playing these mobile MOBAs. You go into there and there's that hot chick with the huge tits playing it, and you got Markiplier. He was in the ad too.
Oh my god.
Who was it? Kate Upton was like the crazy Clash of Clans.
No, Fire.
Yeah, Fire and something or whatever.
Something Fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she got paid a lot for those ads.
Yeah. And they got paid a lot because she got paid a lot for those ads.
Yeah, they did.
It's right now it's just underneath the code name Project M, and eventually more details will surface. The people who made some other MOBA, I already forgot because it was a pretty inconsequential MOBA.
I don't care about the entire matter. I've forgotten everything I can about it. I'm going to ignore any further news about it.
It's just, like, it's a mobile MOBA. Why are you even bothering?
Yeah, just don't make it, please.
Like,
You've got
and
better
even then,
things that I will give money to you for.
I don't want to say that the MOBA has been figured out, but
it's been perfected. Between
Dota, League, and HOTS,
there's
everything's been hit.
But that's Smite's bigger than HOTS.
Smite, I always forget how big Smite is. Actually,
Smite is
I do not give Smite nearly enough credit. Right? So between those 4 games, everybody who wants to play a MOBA has a perfect MOBA for them.
You've got the console gamers with Smite. You've got the PC gamers.
By Paragon.
Yeah, Paragon's
console gamers only have Smite.
Yeah. I honestly forgot that game even fucking existed.
Yeah, it's a
it had potential.
Type of game that shouldn't exist on mobile. I would argue does not bode well for console, but it is surprisingly enjoyable and doable on console. It's just a completely another world.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mobile market is one where I am comfortable saying people should just stop.
Now let's talk a greater injustice than this kid trying to kill another kid.
Okay.
And that is the oversaturation of Star Wars in today's market.
So much. There's going to be two a year is what the rumored schedule is going to be.
1 a year is already too much.
1 a year is way too much.
1 every 2 years was almost too much. For Star Wars films, I mean, okay, first and foremost, Solo looks like garbage.
Oh my god.
It does not look like trash.
It is not a Star Wars
film.
Number
one, does not look like a Star Wars film.
Actually, you know what? That's unfair. It is not a Star Wars trailer. It is not a trailer for a Star Wars film. It could be... Accurate. They could just be marketing it completely juxtaposed to what the film actually is. That could be
I really hope they are. Because what they've marketed is fucking worthless.
It's so weird. I wouldn't even watch it if it wasn't Star Wars.
Alden Ehrenreich looks like shit.
Yeah, worst casting. Worst casting.
Everyone hated the casting what happened, and now seeing it, everyone's just like, alright, this is still bad.
Seeing him in costume, seeing him in motion, I have never disagreed more with a casting decision in my life. I'd like to say
seeing him in character, but I can't.
No, that's the problem too, is it's not even the same. It's so weird. The only thing that looks like 10 out of 10 is fucking Donald Glover.
Donald Glover is Lando Calrissian, who made a rap about Lando Calrissian.
That was fake.
And it was his voice, though. That's good. Deep fakes, baby.
It all comes back.
So I was wondering why it was old Gambino.
It's a prank. It's a parody prank video. He's actually made a lot of stuff. I forget his name. He even did like recording it on his TV to make it look like it was like a whole thing. It was straight up some guy who has actually gotten some acclaim for his other parody works that he's done in the past. And one thing that people like just gave him so much credit for was he nailed that voice.
He did.
And the style, the way he writes, the subjects he talks about, like, it was a convincing fucking Gambino song. But it actually was not Glover at all.
That's fantastic.
It was just an expert in his craft. So a lot of people say that he does what he does because he's just on such another creative level and is so bummed that nobody else is, that this is just how he goes and he flexes his, like, creativity is, I can one-for-one recreate Gambino.
I like it.
I can be Gambino.
Terrifying.
Well, I want Gambino to come out with new music.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to have his new album coming out later or he's recording this year, and then he's going to retire the character.
Busy year. He's got solo going on, Atlanta, new season, He's recording an album. Donald Glover is such an amazing man at only 34.
He's going to also be in the new Spider-Man movie, I think.
He might come back, yeah, because his character in the credits alludes that he is somebody who could become a thing, but nothing, like, crazy.
He's got ties with Marvel, basically.
Which is a good position to be in.
It's a great thing.
He's playing all sides of Disney, while also playing FX. I don't think a lot of people can say that.
I don't want to stress again, at only 34, this guy is fucking amazing.
He's terrifying.
Donald Glover is... Oh my god, I love him.
I actually went to see one of his shows
on him
once.
is pretty nuts. Like, he dipped out of the last season of Community because Dan Harmon was doing some stuff with his character, and he's like, no, that's not him. Bye.
I'm out.
No, literally, they sent him on a boat trip with, God, who's the guy from Reading Rainbow?
The Reading Rainbow guy. That he doesn't get a name.
LeVar Burton.
He gets a name.
Yeah, LeVar Burton.
I was willing to leave it at Reading Rainbow guy.
I don't know either of these names. So.
Okay. Star Trek?
You've never seen Reading Rainbow?
No.
Where were you in your life?
I was in Mexico and I saw Reading Rainbow.
He doesn't even watch Real People and he knows what it is.
Yeah! Okay.
What
age range did you see Reading Rainbow?
Like
pre-elementary.
Elementary school, I'd say.
Yeah, I was watching...
It was a public broadcast educational show talking about, like, the joys and wonders of reading, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when my parents had me watching Living Color. So, I skipped Reading Rainbow altogether.
You got straight into the more serious notes of social justice in the country.
Oh my... Am I the only one who thinks the new Bruno's Mars song is just bad?
The one that's, like, crazy...
It was on the In Living Color set. Did it with Cardi B.
Yeah. It's weird.
Finesse.
Yeah. I don't know why, and I said this right before 24 Karat Magic came out, the album, not the single, that he feels this need to bring back the 70s for music.
He does.
And now he's moving forward, but he's still behind.
From the 70s.
No. I don't think you realize... He's got to stay like at least 30 to 40 years back.
Yeah. He's like China. He's got to stay culturally 30 years behind America.
Yeah.
It's very important.
That's why they're buying so much Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
They just got episode 6.
Game time started.
They didn't
That's
get
episode 3.
They didn't get it until... Yeah, the band... I think it was early 2000s.
You know what? They got the remasters.
I think episode 3 was the first theatrical Star Wars film in China, if I'm not mistaken.
Game time started.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
God, the Chinese bootleg of Star Wars episode 3 is a treat.
It's a trailer, man. That Lord of the Rings trailer, too.
The Japanese Lord of the... Or was it
the Japanese Lord of the Ring trailer and the Chinese bootleg... Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
quality material.
Oversaturation of Star Wars. So the Game of Thrones show creators.
Yep.
Oh fucking.
Once Game of Thrones wraps, are getting their own Star Wars film series.
And it's
and this
series.
is different. No,
it's a
film series.
Series. A
Full
series
film
of feature-length
series.
films.
That's not a thing that should happen.
No.
It's happening, and it is separate from the main Star Wars Skywalker line. It's separate from Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Okay, no.
It's separate from Rebels.
There were like some Scholastic books way back when that was about a old Jedi who at one point broke back into the Jedi Temple while it was besieged and stole like a whole bunch of lightsabers and started like picking up other Jedi and Force-sensitive people and taking them to like an asteroid that was locked in like some kind of time stasis or something and was rebuilding a Jedi Order. And I would like to see those movies because those are fucking sick ass books.
Give us Old Republic.
You just implemented time stasis. I don't think time travel works well in Star Wars.
I don't know. It happened a really long time ago.
I'll stab you in your dick.
But I don't know. It's we're gonna for feature length films. If it in production,
I would be willing to see them
we're gonna have
Republic.
Skywalker trilogy wrapping up. We're gonna have Star Wars stories going on. We're going to have Rian Johnson's trilogy going on, plus the TV show going on. Plus, you said there was another TV show, right?
Which was announced back when. Once Disney's streaming service starts, which I think is scheduled 2019, they've already announced, and I believe aren't in production, but are still in pre-production of a live-action Star Wars TV series that will air exclusively on their streaming service.
So that's a fuck ton of Star Wars.
Too much Star Wars.
2 movies a year is going to get really old really quick.
Marvel already killed the too many of a thing a year business.
And they're doing 2 movies this year?
Well, see, and the issue with
Not this year, no.
Okay.
That's Marvel, their projected schedule.
With Marvel, you can change it up for each series because each source material is often very dramatically different from each other. While having the same foundations, you can have a complete curveball like Guardians of the Galaxy. You can take Thor and you can turn it on its fucking head and make Ragnarok. You can do that with comic source material because it's free range, basically. You can justify almost any artistic decision. You can have X-Men. You can have the Days of Future Past ones. You can have Logan.
The problem
there's a lot you can do there.
Is that they are now within the standard. Because the 3 least Marvel movies came out together, Guardians 2, Homecoming, and Ragnarok, which means
that's where it's going now.
Any Marvel movie will no longer exceed expectations.
And now it's going to be another 6 years before they have to flip it again and probably go Logan route, super dramatic.
Right.
But
Shane Black almost tried to do an Iron Man 3, but he's terrible, so he fucked it up.
The thing about Star Wars, though, is there is the term a Star Wars film.
A Star Wars story.
No, that is a look, that is a way of editing, that is a way of writing, that is the certain themes that have to be in there.
It opens up with the text scroll, with music.
There's a formula.
Only opens with the text scroll if it's a Skywalker trilogy.
Yeah, they won't be implementing that.
Rogue One didn't, Solo won't. Any other Star Wars story will not have the text scroll.
But even Rogue One was still a very Star Wars film, despite being the closest thing to a 180 and going off of the beaten path. It still had to conform within this idea of what a Star Wars film is.
A lot of people were skeptical of Rogue One, and I was one of them. When it was announced and when it came out, I'm like, all right, well, this is Disney banking in on just Star Wars at this point instead of making money, and this is going to be another Star Wars film. And I saw it, and I was really pleasantly surprised because it was quality. Gareth Edwards fucking nailed it. And because we're doing a Star Wars marathon right now, and we just finished Game Time started. We're about to hit Rogue One. Mm-hmm. Rogue One is put into that.
Okay, what order are you going in?
Chronologically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phantom
story
Menace,
time.
Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, and then Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. And then, whenever it comes out, Episode 9. But yeah, no, the need, at least as it stands, if Solo is successful, which I don't think it will be, they cannot keep up a 2-a-year schedule of making basically the same film.
I want it to not be successful so that maybe they'll understand shit. We're kind of milking this dry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
want milking it dry, but milking it raw.
Or they have... So, where Marvel right now is going to go all in on the Guardians Homecoming Ragnarok train, Star Wars has the opportunity to go on the Rogue One train and just make fucking spectacular stories with amazing filmmaking. Because above anything else, Rogue One was an incredible story.
It was.
Like, they just nailed it on that. They took something so small, made it feel so big, and did so much great with it. It's not perfect. It's great.
I'm mad because Episode 7 was disappointing in like 100 different ways. I saw Rogue One, and there was a scene in that which is slightly in one of the trailers for it, which is just the Death Star and the the beams like tub being pulled in, and just the Star Destroyers in contrast to it. Like, that in theaters was maybe like my favorite visual from a Star Wars movie, was just any scene that had the Death Star in Rogue One. Like, even it coming over the horizon on Scarif.
Oh, yeah.
Was like, oh, shit, I'm loving this. And then Last Jedi comes out and does fucking the dumbass admiral who doesn't understand how to lead people, murdering the shit out of the fleet. The new best beautiful part in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's,
and I'm mad
I feel like
Solo
it could have just been an oil painting.
And J.J. Abrams will also not top it.
Yeah.
I feel like after that film, if they just, like, in the theater's lobby, they just had oil paintings of that scene.
You know what they should do? They should just stop making Star Wars films and just make oil paintings of things that were going to be scenes in Star Wars films.
And then they can just, like, slide them to the next really quickly.
Oh, man,
and it's like you're watching a movie or something.
I would buy them up. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I don't see Solo doing
It's just
well.
a picture of Kylo Ren with his waistband pulled even higher up.
Despite my own personal wants for it, I believe and will put money on that Solo will be successful for Disney.
It will...
Not at the terms that they want it to be,
yeah,
but will still be enough to justify its existence.
It'll make its money back, and it'll do incredibly well. Because it's Ron Howard, and because it looks like it's going to be possibly a very talky film, it's probably not going to play well overseas, which is a lot of money lost out on.
Yeah.
Like, my prediction for it is that it is going to be critically skewered, and for the first time in a Star Wars film, that will matter at ticket sales.
Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars does better overseas.
Yes.
And for Solo to maybe be the first film since then to not do better overseas, I hope to God Disney will fucking pick up on that.
Oh yeah, I want it, and I love Ron Howard. I love his works. I like him as a director and just as like a guy who does film stuff. As a person, I have no clue. He could very well be shitty, but I want it to fail. Just because I want it to turn out to be what I think it's gonna be, for it to do terribly, and for Disney to stop fucking doing it.
Yeah.
If it turns out fantastic, I will eat crow gladly. I will be the happiest person if it turns out to be fantastic.
I will still be upset because Alden Ehrenreich.
That is the only thing that kills me.
He's such a terrible fucking casting for it.
I can never be... Like, it'll always, even if it is literally, in every definable sense, a perfect film, it'll never be more than a 9.9 because of him. It just cannot be perfection with him leading it.
If you have to bring on an acting coach for, like,
your lead,
Disney's, like, second flagship film for the year,
you should probably go for a different actor.
And I completely forgot they lost their directors.
Yeah, no, they kicked off the Lego Movie directors because it was too funny.
I forgot about that.
That was their complaint, is that it was too funny for Star Wars.
Based off what I've
seen... What the fuck
are
you talking about? Have you seen Episode 1? The comedic genius known as Jar Binks.
The only thing I can say about that is, based off the trailer, they made the wrong decision.
Yes.
I would have rather have had a way too funny Star Wars than what I saw in that trailer.
It's like, the trailer is giving off this vibe of, I want to be serious, I want you to think I'm serious, but I also want you to be laughing the entire time.
It's confused.
And it's bad.
It's a very confused baby.
I don't know why Woody Harrelson's in it.
Yeah, that was weird.
Don't know what he's doing. Don't know why it's a heist movie.
There's going to be a lot of weird stuff. The thing that I don't like is they're going to do... And they've done this in both Last Jedi and in... one before Force Awakens. Is that they're going to, pander to some things that fans have been wanting to see. But they're going to pander, really hammy. I can tell.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, all these things that Han Solo has said and done, and we're going to go way out of our way to explain
He's going to make the Kessel Run.
He's going to do the Kessel Run, and it's going to probably be, the entire third act of the film for some reason.
When a Solo...
You got to do the Kessel Run to win the race.
...was announced, I was right off the bat disappointed because, one, it should have been an Obi-Wan Solo film.
I would be down for Yoda, because Yoda's got some pretty juicy
No.
Yoda is a bitch, and he's a bitch character, and he's fucking trash.
I like his backstory.
I'll fight against him every day.
I know you will.
You
regularly do.
Yeah.
You're the Senate.
I will actually just unprovoked talk shit about Yoda. It's happened.
Do you identify as the Senate?
I do not, but I do believe in unlimited power.
Good points.
Insidious Episode 1, Ian. God, the fake rap was good. In any case, I was mad when a solo standalone movie was announced because it's the wrong character to give a standalone movie.
Oh, yeah.
But I was excited because it would be like, alright, well, maybe they can play off the don't tell me the odds, where he got that from could be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the sayings I would like to see, why he doesn't want to know the odds. What odds were it that were so bad that he doesn't want to know any odds ever again?
The odds that make the Kessel Run in this amount of time frame.
Just have him fuck over Jabba. Real nasty.
I know, parsecs is a distance. He rerouted the Kessel Run, that's the thing. Because he found a faster route through it that no one else could. It's not a time frame.
I want to have, little things that would make for a cool movie. Kind of like how the theatrical Clone Wars with Ahsoka and Anakin was. The 3D theatrical Clone Wars film. That did an excellent job of hey, you want to see some other stuff from the universe?
Yeah.
Here you go. And I was like, this is really cool. That's what I think Solo would do well as, is that type of, here's the backstory you've been wanting to see.
Yeah.
But instead, we're going to get just, the ham fest that this will be.
I don't know whether or not I enjoy What's-Her-Face. Khaleesi.
Oh. It's fair.
I don't know if she's a good actress yet.
No, it's really hard to pin. And I want to see a full trailer. I want to see actual interactions. I don't want to just see a montage of moments. I would love to see.
You want to see a montage.
You want to see a montage of moments that makes a weird beat that is catchy. That's what trailers are about. It needs to be people hitting stuff that hits a certain sound.
Guy shoving his testicles in an action figure's face.
Man, Deadpool.
Deadpool's new trailer was not good.
No, it was not.
It was not.
I don't know what they were... It was sort of anti-humor, I guess, and it wasn't working.
It was very similar to the humor they've been going for, but the problem is you can't do the same movie twice, and Deadpool worked because it was so fucking unique and fresh. And if they're just doing Deadpool 1.5, it won't work, and that's what the trailer's looking like.
Cable looks like he has no home in it.
He doesn't... Yeah.
Because I thought they were going to do something weird with him, but he looks like he's going to be some poor soul shoved into Deadpool 1. Hey, we know you're going to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, but you're going to play into this film as if you weren't supposed to be here.
There's a weird thing going on with Apocalypse. Now you're getting time travel back.
I don't know what... we are at a point in movies with funding, production, talent in the industry. There's so much skill. There's so much creativity.
It's creepy how
There's so much
talent.
free reign. And yet every year we're disappointed by these movies that are supposed to be amazing.
And
by
sure
all rights,
things, too.
And sure things. And they still, in some ways, are sure things. But they aren't hitting what they should based on
Financially,
who's
they're a
on
sure thing. Artistically and from an entertainment standpoint, they're fucking up.
It's so weird. And then you've got the inverse. Or personally, and obviously I'm no expert in the industry. I don't have a degree in film. I've not had any experience with it. But
you don't like Oscar winners? Is that where that's going?
But where Blade Runner 2049 artistically was perfect, and it was such a beautiful film, and it financially didn't do well.
No, it tanked hard.
It flopped hard.
Basically,
despite having like no competition.
Unless it was low budget, it gets screwed. Unless it gains huge awards like clamor, which means it's a indie drama.
That really helped out Shape of Water.
Oh yeah, Shape of Water probably would have died if not for the award season stuff.
So many fucking
which
awards.
Is such a bummer. But like Logan Lucky. Fantastic.
Logan Lucky was so good.
I don't think it bombed. I think it made back enough, but like films like that deserve to do so much better.
Well, Logan Lucky was also one of the smaller films.
Exactly. But I mean, we do see stuff like Baby Driver kind of breaks that mold.
Man.
It's somewhere in between all of that.
2017 was one of my favorite years of movies that I've had in a long, long time. Fucking Logan Lucky, Baby Driver.
A lot of excellent original
Blade Runner 2049. There was Kingsman 2.
A lot of great sequels, but also just a lot of really solid originals too.
A lot of people forget Logan came out a year ago, 2017.
Felt like it was forever ago.
It feels like,
it was like February,
lifetime.
Wasn't it?
I think it was January.
It was crazy early.
It was way early into 2017. But 2017 was such a stellar year for movies, and I'm looking at 2018, I'm looking at the lineup, and holy shit, am I just unromanticized with film.
Well, no. You're just not happy with the films that are being made. It's not.
No, it's not that I'm not happy with the films being made.
You love the cinema. I know you do.
I adore cinema. Going to the theaters is like my number one thing behind maybe not dying alone.
Getting popcorn.
No, fuck that. Getting popcorn is your number one thing.
That's part of the cinema, alright?
No, that's a separate.
If I could get the popcorn separately, I would get the popcorn separately. It's part of the cinema.
You can, but it won't be fresh.
It has to be fresh.
You can buy the bag.
Stale ass shit.
Yeah, you can buy the 5-pound bag at concession
bag.
or at the guest services.
Ugh, goddamn.
No, what I'm looking forward to as my saving grace for film this year is one, originals, like Hulu and Netflix films that are just coming out of nowhere and doing awesome stuff, and two, stuff that just doesn't get announced. Stuff that just comes out. Like one day there's a
Paradox.
Yeah, exactly. Trailer just comes out.
Fucking love that.
Movie just comes out. Okay.
I want so many more releases to just be that.
Yeah.
It's just boom, it's there.
Mm-hmm. And you can do that on Netflix. Unfortunately, you can't.
You can't
when there's tens of millions of dollars going into distributing it. You can't just drop it on people.
But Netflix is so huge now.
Yeah.
Any streaming service can do that now. Which is, now I've never been a TV show guy. I don't want to sit down through 8 seasons of a show and watch a development because a lot of it is filler and a lot of it is just like the same story 2 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm. That's why I love anime. 1 season. Out.
A lot,
yeah. One season. 1 season and done, we say. 1 season and done. By the way, we're coming out with like feature-length films afterwards that are just going to be a retelling of that same season.
I get it, Michael. You're tired of how much High School DxD spin-off series there are. Because there's like 4.
If Ruby stopped after season 2, it would have been okay.
Yeah, no, but fucking High School DxD was actually the thing that I was done with.
It got a 4th season, and I was literally the first thing I thought was, "Wow, Michael's got to be getting fed up."
Yes, because I have fucking people coming in. Why do you have season 3 but no season 1 or season 2? Why do you have season 3? Where's season 1, season 2? Where's this fucking piece of shit season 3 shit? I don't want this.
But yeah, I've never been a TV guy because I don't like the commitment and I don't like how long it takes a story.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched Breaking Bad, I think, a year ago, and obviously that's just, a huge name to throw out there, but that is what kind of made me, alright, well maybe I can watch TV shows.
In all fairness, I think a lot of people will point to Breaking Bad as the turning point into, like, we have hit the golden age of television.
Without Breaking Bad, there could not have been Game of Thrones.
No. There's a lot of stuff that it, allowed for just by putting that kind of content on cable television.
Oh, yeah.
Artistically, the things that they did, the subjects they handled, the way they made the film, or the series. But then also just the sheer quality of craftsmanship that is Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And saying you can do that in a television series, that it's not the first of its kind. It's by no means like when TV took off, so to speak, but that is a pivotal point, which is why one of the largest reasons why we are where we are with TV.
Yeah.
And specifically, like, I would say it enabled Netflix so much.
Oh, it didn't.
Because Netflix was like that model.
Blockbuster Dying
we're taking it.
But it is what made Netflix into what it is.
Their content. They clearly like looked at that and they were like, we can just go for it.
Yeah. No,
they just fucking go
allowed
for it.
Netflix to grow. Otherwise, Netflix would still be that shitty family service. All right, well, we don't have a movie to watch tonight. Let's pick something out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this went a lot longer than we normally do.
Yeah.
A lot of great opinions from me, mostly.
Mostly fuck Yoda.
Oh my god,
I agree with him.
Yeah, you do, because you have a brain, and Yoda's a piece of shit character who's fucking worthless.
Well, no, it's because there's nothing to tell about him.
Better fucking go into exile and cry for the rest of my days, because I'm a piece of shit motherfucker.
Oh no, I mistaught one single person who wasn't really my student. I guess I'd better give up on everything I've spent my entire life building.
What are these CGI legs? Get rid of these.
I want to be a Muppet again.
If there had
Make
never
me
been
a Muppet.
The prequel trilogy or Clone Wars, because he's bad in that too. Just original trilogy Yoda is okay. I wouldn't want a movie about original trilogy Yoda, but I'd be willing to see more of him. The character that he is made to be from most of his material is trash.
Yeah.
Now, we'll stop talking.
Yeah.
But speaking of TV shows, watch Altered Carbon on Netflix, because it's a TV show that I actually really enjoy. It's got like hour-long episodes, which is a bit for me. I don't like watching shit that's really long unless it's a movie. But it's cyberpunk. It's Joel Kinnaman, who I like now, and it's good.
Well, there we go.
I ain't friends with some of those other people anymore, but I'm friends with Joel Kinnaman.
And that's how we'll end it. Go see Altered Carbon and Netflix. Give us
televisions near you.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns about the MoistyVoice, be sure to email us at moistyvoice@gmail.com.
If you have any questions about Monster Hunter and anything like that, just send us an email. I'll probably be able to answer them.
If you want to rage about Yoda, just email us too. I'll get back to you immediately.
He will.
And
it's
I will be all on top of that.
It'll actually be a conversation topic next week.
And I feel the need to point this out. And thank you to that one patron out there. Hit us up on Patreon. We are there. We do have our official Moist for the Moisties very first fan member. But yeah, hit us up on there. And of course, as always, catch us on iTunes. Catch us on Google Play Store. Basically, wherever you can hear our voices, we're on it.
Sky Captain in the World to Tomorrow enabled
God
Breaking
damn
Bad.
it.
You know what? No. You know what?